told y'all I was in... What is this noise? Yo, this is so funny. Like, why does everybody want to disturb my video today? Good morning, good evening, and or good afternoon. It's your girl Kesi, and welcome back to my channel. It's again another NurseKesia segment, and today I'm going to, as I promised, update you guys on the last 4 weeks of clinical. So if you saw the last video, I will put the link somewhere. It'll probably pop up somewhere. If you saw the last video of when I talked about then at this moment I don't even know where my phone is right now. I'm in the middle of something. Stop calling me. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember where I left off. If you saw in my last video about clinical, I told y'all I was in... What is this noise? Yo, this is so funny. Like, why does everybody want to disturb my video today? That was scary. I don't know what the heck that was. But my train of thought is... Okay. If you saw in my last video, I was talking about the first 4 weeks of clinical in the nursing home. So this is what we do with my school. We have a couple of weeks of class, and then we have our white coat ceremony, and then we have 4 weeks of clinical in the nursing home. We have 2 weeks off, which is fall break, and then a week in the skills lab, and then the next 4 weeks, like the next 4 weeks before Thanksgiving, then we have clinical in the hospital. My experience with the clinical in the hospital: first day, of course, y'all know, y'all saw my Snapchat in the last video. If y'all haven't seen the last video, you'll probably know what I'm talking about when I refer back to it. But in the last video, I showed y'all my Snapchat story. I was freaking out. I was early. I was I was praying. I was, it basically went the same, but this time I actually didn't get up too early. I gave myself, I got there 30 minutes early the first day because I had no idea where the building was. I had a general idea of where the hospital was, but I had no idea where it was or where to enter, where to park. So I wanted to give myself time to be able to do that, so I wouldn't have to rush and do all that stuff. So I woke up early, basically did everything I did last time. I prayed, I ate, I got all my stuff together. Y'all haven't seen my stethoscope yet. Let me try to do the little, is this called swatching? What the beauty gurus do. You see, it says NurseKesia. It's so cute. But yeah, I would have all my tools. I would get my lab coat because it was cold, and be on my way. The first day really didn't consist of much because it was our first day. We had not ever been in this hospital. We were on the neuro floor, and neuro floor was like pretty still because you have stroke patients, you have brain surgery patients, spinal patients, like people with spinal injuries, usually people, neuro, something to do with the brain and spinal cord. So it was really slow, but there were certain days where okay, we can do actually I can't even say that. It was never super eventful, but I did enjoy my time there. The first day we didn't really do anything. It was just a day of us filling the floor, and I would say the first day for us in the hospital was a get to know each other day, because we literally went to our patients' rooms, did the morning care for them. Some of them were still sleeping, so like they would get their meds or something, and they'll go back to sleep until lunch, and that's when we'll come back, get their vitals and whatnot. So the first day was chill. My group, we followed the med nurse because our patient's family was there and they didn't want us in there, so we just followed the med nurse most of the day. And we also, there's the air. Yeah, so we followed the med nurse that day. And then that day went by pretty fast because we didn't really have much to do. Second day, which is the second week of clinical, oh, my instructor, she decided she wanted us to do more. Like, she noticed the first day we wanted to do more and we really couldn't because we're on the neuro floor. There's nothing to do. So she set up this thing called alternate learning. I'm going to turn this air off because actually it's really cold and it's loud. So yeah, the second week our instructor set up this thing she called alternate learning, which is basically we leave the floor for our floor neuro for a couple of hours to go to another specialty. So we had wound care, we had the med nurse, we had and dialysis. The second week, me and two other of my peers, we went to wound care. When I tell you, wound care was absolutely amazing. Like, I love wound care. Like, I'm going to get into wound care. Wound care was really cool. First of all, we went down there while they were having a presentation for different dressings, and they were just a company was giving a demonstration for their products they were selling to the hospital. So they were down there in wound care because they were doing dressings and different things they use for their specialty. And so we got to watch their demonstration and feel the different types of dressings and different adhesives they had and waterproof whatevers. We got to sit down there, and that was cool because they were eating, and so they gave us chicken minis from Chick-fil-A, they gave us fruit, had coffee. Like, when we were supposed to be in clinical, we're down there eating, which was clinical. They were just doing other stuff. So after the presentation or the demonstration, we got to follow the wound care nurses around the hospital to do their little to do their trip of caring for all the wounds. That was really cool because me and London got to scrub, and it was so fun. Like, it was like one of the best experiences of clinical. Like, we didn't do anything, but you know, we stood there and it was cool. And we get to say we scrubbed in, so I guess we all scrub in because we wear scrubs every day. But you get what I'm saying. Third day, we did dialysis. I can honestly say dialysis is not going to be a specialty of mine. I can honestly say dialysis is boring. It was very interesting to see and learn about the different types of dialysis and see how they set it up and see who the patients are and learn about what they had to what they have to do every day or every other day or whatnot. And so they taught us that, but it was just boring because we stood there and watched. Like, we literally couldn't do anything. It was quiet the whole time because those people were in there for like 4 hours because, you know, dialysis lasts a long time. So like, we were down there for 2 hours doing absolutely nothing, just watching the lady do her thing, and then we sat in the break room for the rest of the time because we really, I'm not gonna say I hate dialysis, but I don't prefer dialysis as a specialty of mine. Anybody else can have it, and I want the action. You know, I don't want to sit there for 2 hours, 4 hours watching a patient. You know, just sit there. You know, the third and the fourth day of clinical in the hospital was probably my best days of clinical. I'm gonna start with the third day. It was great because of the patient I had. It was the day after election because we had clinical on Wednesday, and it was the day after the election after. We got our new president-elect, and I had a patient who was in the hospital during the time, and he was just telling me about everything he was feeling throughout the election and everything he was watching on TV, and like, he just somehow tied all of this into a story about Jesus being tempted in the wilderness. And y'all, it was the most intriguing conversation I've ever had, because I could see through his eyes and understand what he was saying. And then we related on a spiritual level as well because he believed in Jesus. And like, it was just such a wonderful it was such a wonderful time just talking to him. And I was in there at the time with what nurse was that? She was in there doing PT, physical therapy, with him because he had weak muscles. So she came and did his little exercises, and he stood there, like, we stood there and listened to him talk for a good 10 to 15 minutes about Jesus and like about life. And he was like, it's gonna get better. Like, he was so encouraging, and he was just thanking us for being there for him because he hates to have people working for him, and because he's worked his whole life and never like you know, been unable to, you know, care for himself. So he was really just thanking us, and he started crying, and it was a wonderful moment for me as a student nurse to really feel like a nurse. You know, y'all know I love that feeling like a nurse feeling. I can say the third day and the fourth day related in that way of me feeling like a nurse. The fourth day of clinical, I had a patient. She was so sweet. Usually when you go in people's room, you expect them to be like, when you ask them how they're doing good, they're chilling, they're relaxed, can you pass me the call light or something like that. But y'all, when I went into this lady's room, she needed me, and I love that feeling of somebody just really wanting the help that I want to give them, and that was just an awesome feeling. So I went in, I was like, hey, how are you doing? I'm Kesi, I'm your nurse, and your student nurse. And I was just telling her, asking her like, how are you feeling this morning? Do you need me to do anything for you? Help? She was like, yes, I really want to take a bath. So y'all, I helped this lady. Well, she took her own bath, but like the fact she wanted me to help her up, like, cause she was kind of weak. The fact she wanted me to help her up and, you know, get her ready, like just get her to the point where she feels good, you know, because she was uncomfortable because she hadn't taken a bath. So like she took a bath, she was great, she wanted to sit in the chair because she was tired of sitting down, laying down. And it was just like, Kesi, this is the best feeling. And we sat there and talked. She told me to make her bed. Like, I love the fact that this lady she wanted my help, and she was like, yeah, girl, go ahead and make my bed, and I like to sleep on 3 pillows, so can you give me 3 more pillows? And she asked me to like fold her clothes up and put it in the little closet they had. All of the things I've learned this semester really tied together on my fourth day of clinical. I can honestly say therapeutic communication, health assessment, foundations, just like foundation fundamentals of nursing, just, you know, caring for the patient and making sure they're safe and having their privacy. Like everything I learned this semester tied together on my fourth day of clinical, and that's what made it so significant to me. It made me feel like I was actually learning something. It made me feel like, Kesi, you're gonna be a great nurse. This is your first semester of nursing school, and you're already, you know, doing this and desiring to help people, you know. Because the first day of clinical, I was very timid, did not want to touch anybody because I was scared I was going to hurt somebody. I was terrified that I just didn't know anything. But like I said in the last video, I went into clinical and realized that I knew way more than I thought I did. And just think, from the first day of me knowing way more than I thought I did to the last day of knowing what I knew and more, oh gosh, it's so crazy. First semester of clinical was one of the best experiences this semester. I'm saying that because, one, I'm a kinesthetic learner, meaning like I have to do it, I have to see it for me to be able to learn. So learning everything in the classroom is just not enough for me. I have to do it. So clinical was so cool to me. And so I actually, on my Snapchat the other day, I asked anybody who had questions to ask me what they wanted to hear me talk about on my channel. And if you don't follow me on Snapchat, go ahead and do that now at KESIMAC. It should pop up as your girl Kesi with a lightning bolt. I'm really good at responding on Snapchat because I'm always on Snapchat, like literally always on Snapchat. Missy 2156, and she just basically asked me what clinical was like and what I did. So this video is for you. I hope you see it, and I hope I answered your question. Any further questions about anything else, I would be glad to make a video about it and answer it in either my vlogs or either, I don't know. But speaking of vlogs, I am now starting to vlog, and if you have not seen my video, very first vlog yet, it's a part 1 and part 2. Let me know what you think, what I can do better with my vlogs, and just, I don't know, just watch me, you feel me? Like the first vlog was basically finals week, so there you go. And you'll have to get the rest of the information when you watch it. But yes, I want to thank you all for watching once again. Be sure to follow me on all my social media. I'm recording.
That's fine. They can't see me. Excuse me. You cannot take my picture without my permission.
Your name all on the other one.
I'm gonna call my lawyer.
Okay. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Can I get a big thumbs up? Little brown girl. Ow.
That is copyrighted by Liza Koshy. That is not original. Oh, God. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.